At the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Melek walking toward a ruined house. When she enters that house, she sees some strange women there. One of them is screaming, and 3 women are cutting a shroud with scissors sitting in front of a dead body. She then sees that her parents are also standing outside the window and are watching her, after which suddenly she wakes up, and we come to know that Melek is actually paralyzed. After this, we see the Osman Gazi district of Bursa city of Turkey, where Melek's friend Burcu leave with her husband Hakan. She checks his phone but he has a password, so she goes to him and asks him why he has a password on his phone. Actually, he got a text message on his phone and she was doubting that his ex-girlfriend is still in contact with him. But when Hakan makes her check her phone, she sees that it was a text from his uncle Burkan, and she starts laughing at her stupidity. The scene now shifts to Messiah village, where Eda sees a tortoise at her house, and here we are told that she is very fond of animals. Burcu then gets a call from her friend Ayla, who informs her that Melek's father David is laid off. Burcu tells her that she will learn what's going on and call her back. She then calls her father and asks him why he laid off Melek's father. She says she is her best friend and asks him to take David back. Her father asks her not to worry about it and that he will take care of it. After she disconnects the call, Hakan asks her who is Melek, to which she tells him that she is a friend from high school. She was one of her closest friends, but she got paralyzed in the last grade. Hakan says she has never mentioned it and asks what else he is going to learn. She then tells him that some nights they used to leave the house on the pretext of group study and then meet in an abandoned house right out of town. One night, they were going to meet there again, but when they came closer, they heard someone screaming, and it was Melek. They didn't know what was going on, and then they see Havel there, whom the townspeople used to call a mad witch. Seeing her, they all got scared and thought she killed Melek, so they ran away to tell everyone and get help, and when the townspeople came to the old house, they found Melek on the floor. Her head was torn and her hair was cut. She stayed in the hospital for months, but when she came back, she was an entirely different person. On the other hand, Melek's mother Munevver tells Eda's mother Salia that she heard Melek's voice and woke up last night, and it seemed like she was trying to say something. She was very upset because earlier this happened to her daughter and now David is laid off, and the worst is that the woman who did this is free. She then damns her and says may God punish her. Later, Salia tells Eda that Melek had tried to talk last night. She gets happy to hear this and says she will visit her. Now that night, Havel comes outside Melek's house and leaves a hen there. Meanwhile, we see Burcu reading anthropology books in which she reads about shaman, who can read the future, cast spells, and offers sacrifices to souls. Suddenly, she hears a noise from outside and gets scared. She comes outside to check but finds no one there, so she calls Hakan and asks him where is he. He tells her that he went to buy cigarettes and will be back in 2 minutes. She then goes to the kitchen to drink water when someone shuts the door, and when she looks out, she gets terrified to see some women sitting there talking, and one of them is Havel. Melek is also there with them, and then Havel starts coming towards Burcu. Seeing this, Burcu gets terrified and starts screaming, but only then Hakan comes there and tries to calm her down. Here David tells Munevver that the foreman called him today and asked him to come to the factory tomorrow. He also tells her that his friend Sally knows a healer and they could take Melek to him. Only then the doorbell rings and she sees Eda with that turtle. Eda tells her she found it in the woodshed, so she brought it here to cheer Melek up. She then shows it to Melek, but she doesn't respond. Eda then asks her mother if she can take Melek inside so they can talk girl to girl. Now inside, she asks her to move her finger if she can hear her. Only then Munevver comes there with tea for her, and Eda tells her that she thinks Melek can understand them. She notices her finger moving and gets happy to see this. Meanwhile, Ayla hears some noise from under her bed, and when she goes to check there, she finds a clip, and only then she sees someone roaming around her bed. She gets extremely terrified to see this, and as Havel stops, Melek's ghost haunts her, but it turns out to be a nightmare. However, she finds herself under her bed, and when she comes out, she finds no one in her room. Eda then returns home and tells her mother that Melek is the same. She tried to talk to her, but she doesn't react at all. She then goes to her room to take a nap, but before sleeping, she prays for Melek. Suddenly, Melek's ghost haunts her and Havel grabs her hands. They then disappear and Eda runs out of the room, but she does not tell anything to her mother. The next day, Eda visits Ayla, and Ayla asks her if she heard that a villager saw Havel around the house. Eda tells her that something horrible happened to her yesterday. She saw Melek and Havel in her room. Ayla asks her not to talk about this as she keeps having nightmares too. She then tells her that Havel used to have 2 children who died of tuberculosis, but she thinks they are still alive, so she sings lullabies to them and kills cats and chickens as an offering, and she tried to sacrifice Melek for that too. She goes to that house because her children are there. Hearing all this, Eda gets worried and says Burcu got away from all this and they are still suffering the consequences. Ayla tells her that she called her last night and said she would come to visit Melek and want to see them too. Here Burcu calls Hakan to inform him that she is about to go and will be back on Sunday around 8 p.m. if nothing goes wrong. Now when she comes to the parking, she sees two children playing near a car. She ignores them and gets into her car, but just then a fly starts bothering her, and when she tries to drive it away, she is suddenly haunted by Melek's ghost, which scares her. But when she comes out of the car, there is no one there. Meanwhile, Ayla is ironing clothes at her shop when suddenly the mannequin standing behind her falls, and when she tries to lift it, she is horrified to see that it is Melek, who says something in another language. Only then her dad comes there and she sees that there is no one on the floor. Here Eda is watching TV at her house when a piece of paper comes flying into her house. When she goes there to check it, she sees that some strange drawing is made on it. Then she hears her mother's voice and gets shocked to see that she is on the couch and her mother is waking her up. She suddenly wakes up screaming and finds the piece of paper still there. She again goes to check it and hears her mother's voice again. But this time she is haunted by the ghost of Melek and she wakes up from her sleep screaming. Later, Burcu reaches Melek's home and asks Munever to forgive her father. She then meets Melek and tries to talk to her. She tells her that they are miserable because of that woman and asks her not to worry because they will catch that woman and she will get what she deserves. Meanwhile, Ayla is on her way home when she gets haunted by two kids and Havel. Havel cuts off her tongue with a scissor in front of her, after which they all disappear from there. Here Burcu is on the way to her mother's house when she sees a police car outside that haunted house. She stops by and goes there to check and finds some townspeople there. She asks them why are the police here, to which they tell her that they caught that witch woman who kidnapped that little girl. Only then she hears Ayla's voice calling her inside saying that they caught the woman. Now as she enters the house, it gets dark there, and everyone from there disappears. She takes out her phone and switches on its flash and gets shocked to see Melek there, and suddenly Havel haunts her, but she wakes up in her car screaming. On the other hand, Melek's ghost jumps on Eda and strangles her, and Havel applies something to her face. Suddenly she wakes up gasping and finds her fish on the floor, so she puts them back in the tank. Meanwhile, Melek sees Havel outside her house through a window that makes her remember that night, and foam starts coming out of her mouth, but only then do her parents come there and Havel leaves there. The next day, Burcu meets Ayla and Ayla says they couldn't pull themselves together since that day, and she has been seeing horrible nightmares for the last couple of days. She also tells her that she is getting engaged to Mehmet. Burcu gets happy to hear this, and here we learn that she and Mehmet were in a relationship when they were kids. Then Eda also joins them and she tells them that Melek got worse last night and that her father will take her to a Haja today. She says they should have not left her there, and she sees nightmares about Havel as if she is punishing her. Burcu tries to calm her down, but she says none of this would have happened if they have not left her alone. She just got away, but they are still suffering, and hearing this, Burcu leaves there saying Eda came here to fight and she wishes she never showed up. On the other hand, we see Melek and her father with Haja, who tells him that there is a problem in her brain and a portal to other worlds has opened. He needs to be careful as someone has cast a spell on her. He then tells him that Melek's heart is full of animosity, and it's so big that she curses all the time. She has cursed someone, but he doesn't know to whom. She has repeated the name Al-Kahar tens of thousands of times, and this is the 16th name of Allah. This name is repeated to destroy the heartless enemy, but it's like a blade with two sharp edges. If you use it unjustly, you will destroy yourself. He will have to wait for this curse to work so that Melek will find peace. Later, Melek again sees Havel outside her house, and here it is revealed that that night, Burcu, Eda, and Ayla together tortured her because Burcu found her picture in Mehmet's phone. Melek swears that she didn't do anything, but they were all so angry that Ayla cuts her hair, and Eda smears her face with mud. Burcu then pushes her, causing her to fall, and a nail enters her head. They think that she is acting, and when Burcu goes to get her up, they get terrified and Burcu takes them from there, and in reality, Havel saved Melek's life. Eda then returns home, where her mom asks her did she bring that soil to the house, which she gets shocked to see, and suddenly Havel and Melek's ghost haunts her. They both catch her and bury her face in the mud, due to which she dies. After this, they appear at Ayla's house, where they strangle her to death with her hair. On the other hand, Burcu begins vomiting nails, and then a piece of wood comes out of her mouth, and then Melek kills her by slamming her head on a nail, and the movie ends here. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching.